This is Eric Mother, Mother.com, Saturday, and we are seeing the cryptos essentially touching all-time highs. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at BTC, of course, and Ethereum, which is trading pretty essentially at all-time highs. So let's begin here. Quick educational video. We're going to begin with the 4-hourly chart for BTC, and we can see that it is coming off intraday highs as of this moment, and I want to draw some lines here that could be explaining why there's a little bit of a stall around here. So topside resistance line number 1, and we see how the market is aware of the topside RSI line. Now there's absolutely nothing stopping this from being eventually taken out. In other words, movement above this line is always possible, but right now it is showing resistance. It is also confirming that based on this break level here, where the RSI came off the all-time intraday highs for BTC, just under 62,000. If we take this break of the RSI and extend it out, we see that yet again the market is very aware that this is a potential area for resistance. So it's a challenging area. If the market, if the cryptos, if Bitcoin is unable to clear these two lines, then chances are prices are going to start drifting lower based on resistance on the two lines on the RSI. Also, which is the main reason for this video, if you take a look at where this resistance is coming for BTC, it is coming with the RSI showing that it is being rejected around the 61.8 threshold. So this means that this is a meaningful area to watch for a potential stalling in any upward trend if it starts showing resistance of that area. So in other words, the market needs to take out this 61.8 threshold. Otherwise, this could be a stumbling block and a reason for a pullback. Now, let's take a look at Ethereum, which recorded all-time intraday highs today, just under 2,200. And here we can see a good example of RSI 61.8 rejection. So it did move to fresh all-time highs in terms of price, yes. And again, this is the 4-hourly to be clear. And we see that prices did go to fresh all-time highs. But now we can say that as long as this resistance continues, we are seeing a divergence of the RSI, as the RSI now is making a lower high. And again, the key is where this resistance is taking place on the RSI. It is around the 61.8 threshold. And as I've always tried to explain in my videos, this is, in my opinion, the strongest type of negative divergence. It leads to bigger corrections if a market is unable to move above the 61.8 threshold as it makes higher highs. So again, the strongest type of negative divergence is when there is some resistance around the 61.8 threshold of the RSI. Now, based on that negative divergence on the 4-hourly, don't expect a big pullback until, as we've been noting, we break this RSI lows line on the daily. So a simple line connecting RSI lows would have to be broken at some point down the road for there to be a major sell-off in the cryptos. Also, don't expect any strong sell-off as long as the RSI on the weekly is holding above that powerful level of 69.1. So don't expect any type of a strong pullback as long as the RSI on the weekly is above 69.1. It's going to need the RSI coming off this level back below 69.1 for there to be a strong sell-off. It's another way of saying that this RSI lows line on the weekly would have to break to the downside before Ethereum can see a substantial push to the downside. So right now the RSI is above 69.1. So frankly, the momentum continues to be way to the upside. In fact, the momentum should be strong to the upside as long as the weekly RSI continues to hold above 69.1. Oh, and by the way, let's not forget that Ethereum has been holding its its monthly RSI. So the monthly RSI has been above that powerful momentum generating number of 69.1 on the monthly since around the 400 500 price level during this breakout here. So on the monthly chart, this is the last breakout. We haven't seen a monthly drop. This is the last monthly breakout. And as long as the monthly RSI is above 69.1, believe me, this still suggests that there is possibility for even higher prices. Now, let's take a look at this recent breakout here so we can affirm a few things. It is important to recognize that this breakout here had some powerful qualities about it right here. So let's take a look at that based on the ultimate Muadhi breakout minimum requirements. So we're talking about the breakout that took place late 2020. We take a look here, we can see that the RSI would eventually jump above 69.1. Take a look at the MACDs. We can see the MACDs eventually jumped above 69.1 there. And we can see the other MACD was a little bit behind. Now, so we can see for sure that by the time January rolls over this year, we can see that this is essentially where we see all the minimum requirements being met, because the RSI does jump to 3-year highs right here. So it means that the best breakout entry that met the minimum requirement was based on this breakout above 2018's monthly closing high. So this breakout here met the minimum requirement as of January. So let's take a look at January again. So this time period, and we see by then the RSI is above 69.1. And we can see by then the MACDs were already trading at 3-year high. So that meets the minimum requirements for the ultimate Muadhi breakout. And since then, the stock has seen a nice double in about 3 months or so. At any rate, that's the power of the ultimate Muadhi breakout. Let's go back to the main reason for this video. It is the RSI 61.8 negative divergence. As prices go higher here over the last day or so, and we can see that the RSI is showing 61.8 divergence. As long as the resistance continues to take place, this could be the beginning of a pullback area. Keep in mind, the monthly and the weekly are very powerful. So this could just be a short-term pullback. Otherwise, if there's going to be a strong sell-off in the cryptos, the weekly RSI would have to drop below 69.1. This is Eric Muadhi with Muadhi.com, and so it is. Love light, light love. Namaste.